to myself in a dream, I tell ya. Locked doors, no floors in this fantasy. Take the night, cause everything's meant for your pleasure. You found a home, you found your map, you found your treasure. When you lay your mind, your face, the needlessness to rest. Here we go. We got the Eclipse of a lifetime coming up, but it ain't totality here, except in the mind. Great to see everybody again. Yeah, so I fixed the camera, and I didn't want to miss first contact with the moon. We should be looking at the bottom right corner, around the 4 o'clock position, in about 10 minutes or so for first contact. So today we're going to peak in about an hour at like 57%. So it's a partial eclipse here from Florida. No problem. There's probably a million streams out there with totality, but here we get to do it from the comfort of our porch. So yeah, let me hop into the chat, say what's up to Vinny and Silver Umbrella. Nice to see you. Chillster, what's going on? Mig, nice to see you. Miguel, how are you? TJ posting the link, yep, no problem. Dagger Spells, nice to see you, long time. Hope everybody's doing great. So yeah, had some lunch, had some coffee, maybe a little too much coffee. But let's play some tunes here, ride this one in a little bit. Leave me some questions, let me know if you're in line of sight, how you've been feeling. I know I haven't streamed in a few months, but like I said, sometimes time passes so quick and I like to check out for a little bit, but it's good to see everybody. Let's play some tunes here. So let's see. There's lots of stuff to talk about. I did, you know how I do, I catch up on everything. So we have all these things going around the interwebs right now. We got, of course, the Artemis missions. We got Elon's stuff going on. We've got the crypto cycle, the election. Crazy year, I'm sure, like if you go down that, not just conspiracy rabbit hole, but just rabbit hole in general, you'll find all these different confluences happening this month and for the rest of the year. Pretty intense. But yeah, here we're gonna vent a little bit, enjoy the day, not stress too much, play some tunes. As I was mentioning on the pregame, I ended up buying a Rob Vast hand drum. So yeah, so I'm gonna play some hand drums for the first time on TBS. That should be good. Embarrass myself good and proper. Want to say what's up to Donald Yates, ready to hit the hot fire. Good to see you, it's been a while. Chillster says, off coffee for a few years, now had 3 cups last week. Oh my god, yeah, exactly. Can't stay out of the bathroom for that one. James Mays, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Thank you, Reddy, I appreciate that. Let's see, Astralis Ren, good to see you. Alright, so yeah, let me stop talking and play some drums, but I need to go get it, so be right back. So I'll play a quick one right here while I run and get it.
Bridging fine lines, so beholden to time, and sitting on my throne watching the sunset. The trees are colliding, we're diamond like fractals. See me endless beyond this, see me endless beyond this. I wanna have nothing but solace, just some time off to reach out and grab it. Solar tears, only sort of Ryan holds so near. Fall in love in the silence. Spin like a fire, wherever long should guide us.
Alright, so let me mute this. And say what's up to, who do we have in the chat? I see Tom Buddhist, what's going on? Renegade, cheers. Don't worry, be happy, they hate it. I feel that, Chillster, hell yeah. Ready to hit, said I need my space boot. I need my spacesuit. My Bitcoin's going to the moon. I feel that. It's just like clockwork, like full moon, we had a rally, and then as the moon waned, Bitcoin kind of just recessed like it does, like a wave front. The fractal recursion is at an all-time high. So let's see, I got this tongue pan here, and please forgive me, I forget who actually recommended that I get this Rav Vast hand drum, but thank you for doing that because I finally got it. Let's see, V Smart, good afternoon, brother. Polk County. Yep, straight. You know, I wish I had totality, but you know, we'll be able to see this up close, and it'll be, I think, pretty impressive. And everybody can always like have a picture-in-picture of the totality, or vice versa. So yeah, so this hand drum that I got is called a Ravvast. It's an RAVVAST brand tongue pan because they have these cutouts. It's not really like a hand pan. It is like a hand pan, but it has cutouts, so they call it a tongue pan. And the scale is this thing called the G Pygmy scale. So this note right here, and this is a sound test, so let me know if it sounds good. That should be the bass note. And G in French is Sol, S-O-L. Of course, we got Solana, and we're looking at the soul right now, and our soul, which is the electric current driving our body. And of course, just I say it out loud because no one says this, the electricity in our body comes from the differential between the Earth's electric field and the ground. We are grown out of Earth like hairs on the back of a creature. We're part of it. And yeah, if you ask people, like, where's the electricity in our body from? They're like, well, it's from little cells. Little cells make electricity. I'm like, but where is it really? We're immersed in a field of electricity right now. So it would make sense that we arise from this field. I've said this many times, but it bears repeating. Yeah, G pygmy scale, D smart, you got it. Yeah, so a pygmy scale is kind of a mix between a minor and a major scale, and I wanted to have this sound. So I know I'm talking a lot, but let me play a little bit. Ellie Wynn, hello Soulshine, great to see you. So happy to see my space fam. So how's that sound? Should I point the mic a little bit closer to it, or is it coming out clearly? Red Rum, what's going on, brother? Been a while. Oh, chromatically. Okay, so that's the G sol, and then it. There we go. And I haven't memorized every note just yet. I'm kind of trying to play it by feel and learn it by feel. V Smart says, sounds pretty full and clear, wonderful. For me, it resonates through the whole body. It's like, if no one's ever played one before, it's really the size of, it's like 14, 15 inches, like a giant metal bowl, inverted bowl, and clamshell. And yeah, it's an amazing feeling when it resonates through your body as you play it. And I found something really interesting last night. I've been just exploring and trying to find different sounds and different ways to play it. It's a super funky scale, right? Like you can play... keep that minor flow and then move to... It's a little bit harder to do that. Took off these damn headphones here for a moment. Woo! So yeah, it's one of those instruments that like completely transports you. Again, let me know how the audio is coming through. Let's see, a Rum Vorax, is that a dope electric vibe? Tune channels, like a dope electric fam right here. A dope electric space fam. So pay attention here, y'all. We got like a few more minutes, but on the bottom right corner of the sun, of course we're looking at Sol, we're gonna start seeing the moon creep up at like the corner bottom right. I think so. I mean, that's what Stellarium says. So let's pay attention to that. It's gonna happen any moment now. So yeah, I've been practicing this since the January show. People were like, not people, but please reveal yourself, friend. I completely forgot who recommended the Ravvast, but thank you. And yeah, the next day I went and researched it, bought it. Took like 3 weeks to get here, and I've been practicing since then. So I finally got like not terrible at it in the past few weeks. So. Super fun. It gets a little meandering sometimes. I was thinking about like what are interesting sounds, and so I'm going to share something really fascinating that I found. Let me just let me adjust the scope here for a moment. Be honest with me. Let me know what you think in the chat. You want some more of that? Should I get the guitar? Should I practice some more? Let me know. So the top that's fading the moon right now, that's just the window, not the window, but my porch thing. So that's not the moon, you can see. So don't worry about the top just yet. I'm just going to take a photo of this. Beep boop. Let's see, I'm just reading the chat here. Donald Yates says, "You who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate my heart so that it too can do your work." Ellie Wynn, Merry Eclipse to you. Reddy says, "Very zen, bro." It is very zen. It's kind of like, oh, here we go. You see this? We got Luna at the bottom right corner. Are you checking it out? Actually, I have it live. It's coming up on stream in the next moment. There we are, yeah. Yeah. So cool. So incredible. Yo, Z Proxy, what's going on? Woo. Have you tried those llama chatbots? LLM? Oh no, the llama chatbots. No, I don't typically do chatbots, but I have been messing a lot with the generative art, and also like learning, like I played with Claude Opus yesterday. That was super crazy. Talking about some theories. Wow, how cool is that? It never ceases to amaze me. Seeing the moon in reverse. Look at that. It's going to be a really cool shot because you have the sunspot. Looks kind of like a little eye, We're gonna have a little Pac-Man face coming around. So this is a little secret. I checked it online. No one's actually talked about it, but there's a particular position that creates almost like a wah-wah type of effect where I'm holding my hand over one of the holes, playing two different sides of it, and see if you can hear it. Got that cool kind of envelope filter, and it's the only place I checked it yesterday. I couldn't find a single other position where it actually came through. It can sound annoying if I repeat it a million times, but I kind of love it. Right? You can hear it's like a whammy bar. It's like I'm covering one of the holes, so it's creating like an effect, but I'm also tapping this harmonic on the other side of the drum, so I think it's creating like an extra kind of like resonating harmony. Alright, I'm gonna put that down for a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get myself a water. It's getting hot over here. Look at this gorgeous creeping Luna, the creepy Luna. Not creepy Luna. Well, some people think it's a hollow installed moon, so they must think it's creepy. But for me, it seems very natural. We just got a moon, and all the coincidences are because, you know, we have fundamental underlying recursive fractal geometry that's why we recognize shapes and faces in patterns. Because we are faces from like emerging from the noise into manifest reality. Haven't lost it. Still think about it every day. But yeah, let's see the chat here for a moment. TJ says 34 out of 12,400 people watching. Hasn't it always kind of been that way? The core group has always been a small fraction. It's like a distinct representation of the 90-10 contrast split that I talk about. Z-Proxy says, sure looks like a smiley, right? It's coming up right here. Especially with the red at the top. Yeah, I needed to adjust it a little bit. It's vertical right now, and I'm actually really pleased that it's not just crushing the camera right at the edge. Chillster, I'm playing this. Typically it's called a hand drum, but this one's called a tongue drum because there are actually cutouts in the metal. It's this blue kind of clam shell that's the size of that you put on your lap and you play it. It's almost like a steel drum, but it's a clam shape. And yeah, people play hand drums or tongue drums, and the company's called Ravvast, R-A-V-V-A-S-T. And somebody in the channel recommended it like months ago, and I got into it. Super happy that I did. Big-headed Martian, long time, great to see you. The rest are NPC bots, right? Like, exactly. I have 12,000 bots from that one video in 2015 from Crow. I always thought so. I was like, went from like 2,000 people and like 30, 40 people regular, which was like a 10% margin. I was like, all right, that makes sense. And then all of a sudden it was like 10,000 followers. But I think the most we ever hit was like, 900 people the 2017 solar eclipse. Just let me adjust this for a moment. Reginald Roberts, what's going on? Everybody mostly knows everybody in the chat, so that's kind of a sign of it. But like I always said, I think the core group is really the meaningful interaction, right? You know, you don't need to convince 10,000 people. You just need to discuss and get along with 20 to 40 or 10 to 30, whatever it may be. Mr. One-to-One says, can you adjust levels to try and see the whole moon? Never seen anyone try. Well, actually, I did try that back in 2017. We had, I think it was like 83% coverage here, so it was much more than we're going to see today. And that was the first thing that I wanted to do, was to kind of play with the levels. We'll do that too, but yeah, I did try it on. If you look at the 2017 solar eclipse stream, you can scrub through that and find probably a better version of me messing with the levels trying to see the moon. But yeah, you don't really see much, but we will see. I'll probably zoom in. We can see the rough edge of the moon, so the craters and the peaks of the rims of the larger craters. So we will be able to see that, I believe. Did I miss anyone in the chat? If I did, ping me again. I'm going to take a quick break, get some water, like I said. Back in a couple. Great to see everybody. It's been a while. Here, got the guitar again. Let's play some guitar and smash it against the table. This is a test to see if you're alive. Let me know. This is a test going out. This is a test of your electric symmetry. This is a test, a broadcast test, a microwave test. This is your life, and I give it all. Just looking up something on the fly, watching the this is a test. See where you were before you were born. sparking out, now sparking out, now sparking out. Oh, this was a test to see if you're all alive. Yeah, she said, and this is a test to see. Oh, this was the test for me. Sound check. It's time for an adjustment. Time for a little adjustment. So how's it sound out there? Let me know in the field. Aisling, what's going on? 717, good to see you. Are y'all getting some views out there? I guess right up north in Colorado. If I'm still correct, my memory serves me. I see Dank in the chat, what's going on? Thank you so much. Getting hyped over here. Starting now in South Carolina. Coming out over here. Starting up in North Minnesota. I left my love out there. Here we go, family, let's ride again. Uh-oh, let's get high again. Come on, Space Fam, let's just rise again. Ain't nothing to fear. Ain't nothing to fear but no beer. Ain't nothing to fear but no snacks, no wax, no love, no one to hold. It's just your cat and you. It's just a bat and you. It's starting up in Florida. Oh, big love, my space friend. It's good to see y'all. Playing the chat room song once again. See Hank Derbs, what's going on? Nice to see you. Oh, you're in South Carolina and it's just starting. That's awesome. So y'all are gonna catch it for reals. For reals. Super must see what's going on. Sorry, I haven't been around much. But you know I love you anyhow. I love you. Anyhow, us and rules. Here we got to know that our sun is going to fade behind the lunar renegade. So real, so real. And how I know it's our place to be right here. Tell me, yo, all this love lets me go, and I will love you still. Just making up things at random will. I know, may hard to find. So I'm living up all the line. Oh, bring me a slow drink inside. Bring my love, it's so wide. Oh, bring my heart inside. Oh, you'll find yourself looking up just what you read. It's been so long since I've got rain. Oh, bring me back, you know. Oh, beautiful soul. Yeah, let me fix this one. Yeah. It's been a while since I've just like randomly played for y'all. Loving it. Let's get the sunspot back. Got a big chunk of the sun. Now that it's starting to look a little bit more like our Pac-Man face. I'm gonna actually move it over a bit, maybe you can see slightly clearer. I was gonna hit record so we get the wide shot without all the numbers, but I'm afraid that the camera will melt if I do that. So we've got what we've got. Genghis Khan, what's going on? Aisling says, you're much further along. Why is that? I'm not sure. I think like it's supposed to last like almost 3 hours here. We're going to get peak at like 57% at 3 p.m. So 1 hour from now, we should be like... But then it kind of does this interesting dance. If you look at it in Stellarium, we kind of get this kind of like retrograde motion a little bit. So we'll see. I'm not exactly sure why. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't really going to stream. Everything's been in storage. Like I said, when I put it away, it's really hard to kind of dig all the computer parts out and everything. But I got up this morning. I'm like, I gotta do it. I'm not gonna miss this one, even if we're just gonna chat for a little bit. So, but every time I do, I set it up, and then we get lucky with the view. So even with all the trails and the cloud stuff, we're getting some nice, crisp lines on the edge of the moon. And yeah, everything's holding up properly.
You crawling down the chimney, I don't understand your crawls. Enemies like Easter bunnies, I don't even play the pole. 44, 44, I'll count the sheep no more. Oh, I can't get the Santa vision, living comes in high regard. Build your peace on love's intention, then I know we're sure we're God. 44, 44, not count the sheep no more. Cause we're golden, oh deep down in the whale's belly we are. Those caterpillars multiply. Golden, yeah. Oh, deep down in the whale's belly we are. Oh, I don't need the roller coaster inside and hard, God. I forget the lyrics here every time, but it's still hard. 44, 44, not count the sheep no more.
This a little bit. Gigi. Let's see. Think for yourself. How sure are you that's the moon? Pretty sure that's the moon. Even though, you know, I kind of agree. This could be the black hole sun, though, of reference in the kind of fractal culture recursiveness, right? Like, things, I do feel like everything is connected, but I just don't always think that it's like a nefarious connection, because, again, you can prove it with your very existence that things, if things were actually truly black we're going to win or white we're going to win, nothing would actually work. The whole point is that life is this balance between the two forces. And it always seems like one side is going to win, but it just keeps going until it doesn't anymore. And therefore, black hole sun, conceptually, maybe. The moon, very likely. Very likely we're looking at the moon. Let's see, what song shall we play here? Oh, thanks, Ellie Wynn. Glad you like that track. Oh, it's been gray skies for months, and oh so rainy here. It's been great skies this past week. Aren't we so lucky? Aren't we the coolest gang online? Aren't we the spaciest frame of mind? aren't we? Long we gon' see, aren't we? The craziest we're gonna be. And I know what we need is just a second to I know what you want. It's just a second. It's just a second to breathe. Oh, just a second. Just a second to breathe. I know what you want, but it's never what we get. I said I know what you see, and that's nothing that's gonna be. So just make up alright. You just make up this song. Just let's live just for a while. Hit the bone. Just don't say that, babe. But I wait, my love, wait. Well, the shadow MIG is the top of my doorstep porch thing. That's what's keeping the scope actually from not melting. Jeez. So let me try and adjust this a little bit. Yeah, so see if I pull the scope down a little bit, you can see the top of it, but then because of where everything is at, this is kind of the view that we're going to get. Still super duper cool. That's our Luna. It's been a while, Luna. Nice to see you. Why is the moon not lit? The moon is lit, but what's hiding it well? Let's see. True Man Zoo, what's going on? What is eclipsing the sun? It's definitely our moon. Definitely the moon, definitely the sun. Even though certain conspiracies can be true, it's still the moon. Think for yourself says projected from the center. How are you sure it's the moon? Projected from the center. Well, I mean, if you take projected from the center in terms of electric universe and unified field theory, then we do project from our Z-pinches, our chakras, or the core of the planet, or the core of a star. This does radiate into the field. So in terms of projection of self, that is happening. But I don't think it's a nefarious party that projects the sky like three-body problem. Everybody seems to miss the really fundamental questions, and that's my litmus test. Cosmic Surfer, long ass time. I'm doing okay actually, yeah, thank you. I'll be honest with y'all, I've been having a lot of shoulder pain, and that's partially why I've been, for the last couple of years chilling on the telescope stuff. I think I ripped something under my shoulder, and it's just always, I always think about it, I'm like, oh man, if I stream it's great, but then I'll be in a lot of pain. So part of why I don't stream as much anymore is from that injury. I think it's from like doing some weird stuff on previous streams. So, Cosmic, how are you doing? How are you doing down there? How are the cats? How's work? Oh, just tell me so. Astrala says, oi, it's not confirmed that it was a projection and three-body problem. But I gotta say I liked a lot of it because of some of the interesting concepts it brought up. But I think it always comes down to this idea that nobody is creative anymore. Where are the alien movies with that aren't typical bad guys, like Marvel bad guy type behavior? People are way more nuanced than that, and I actually, even though talking heads are not nuanced, I think that scientists and people like that are much more nuanced about it. Granted, the show had to be dramatic, and the book, of course, too, but I did like the whole idea of the, you know, taking over the sky and the sky blinking. There are certain things in that show that they actually got graphically, not correct, but they portrayed graphically what a lot of people consider the sky to be, for example, in the most contemporary way. So in that way, but I don't actually buy it. I don't buy the projection sky or the replacement sky, because it doesn't make more sense than the fact that it's real. That's really my test. It makes more sense that everything is connected and space looks like humans and nature and atoms. There would be no reason to like create a fake sky. People just lie to themselves if you just give them false information. You don't need to create these monumental like fake moons and fake skies and all this stuff. People just straight up act like that without any prompting. I'm just talking, think for yourself. I'm just, again, not pinpointing what you're saying. Said, I was implying that it was controlling the sun or the moon, just that it naturally is projected from the north. I've never seen three-body problem. I'm just talking about a bunch of random different topics, so nothing too particular. Whew. It's definitely hot, though. It's really... check it out. Gosh, that's awesome. I'm tempted to move the scope, but again, like, this is the same thing that happens every time there's a solar eclipse. I always feel like I want to get a better shot than we have, but then I'll mess up something or the camera will shut off. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be fine with what we've got. Pretty gorgeous. Pretty damn gorgeous. Meg is waiting for the diamond ring. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to capture that, but you can definitely check out a bunch of other streams that are capturing totality right now. Cosmic says you need to get them scopes on wheels. I've been trying to get, like, I just need a person with a truck. Just someone with a truck and some time to hang out. A truck and some time. Some cats have left the living realm and new ones just joined the home. That's an interesting way to put it. We doing okay here in SA, but the place is wrecked. Up to 12 hours of no electricity a day. Sounds like Lebanon. Sounds like the Middle East. Gosh, man, it really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad to see you here. That's it's always good to see old chat family. Glad we can share this moment together for reals. For real. What, the chart? Are the charts tanking Australis? Let's look at these charts. I haven't been looking. What is going on with our charts? No, it looks all right. Looks not too bad. Solana is going up. Sorry, I got into crypto again. That's what happens. I'm not going to overdo it, but definitely think about it if you haven't gotten into crypto, given how valueless the dollar is getting. What's the temperature? The temp is like, it's about 82, 83 right now. It feels like 90, but I'm sitting right next to the scope, so it's like a furnace here. But no, honestly, not as bad as I thought. Last solar eclipse was like, in 2017, I was getting heat warnings every few minutes, and this is way cooler today, so good. Let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Lots of cool comments. There have been some good videos on Thunderbolts recently. I don't know if I haven't talked about that in a while, but I have been watching, I think it's Matt Finn do all his recent videos, and Stu Talbot still talking about it. Hope Wall Thornhill is having fun in our great unified field, seeing all the answers that he wanted. Rest in peace, Wall. Shoutouts to Rupert and Eileen and all the people hanging out in Texas right now. I think it's the Demystify Science podcast, those guys, and Pierre Marie Robitaille, Pierre Marie Robitaille. Everyone just butchers that name. It's so funny. TJ says, "Do I remember Wilma? Shared your voice." No, but is that your kid maybe? Or, I guess, right? You were saying they really enjoyed the show back in the day. I do. I've gotten a little foggy, getting older, starting to forget some things, overwriting the hard drive, mental hard drives. It was late 2015, Cosmic, and then mostly actually we really got into it. Remember the Venus transit or occultation in 2015. Early 2015 was kind of the big when everyone started to get into it, and I had all the time in the world. Look at this moon. Maybe I'll zoom in here and we can see this this moon creep up right here. Bear with me. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. That's cool. So rad. I'm always impressed with what we can do, you know. I'm always like, oh, it's going to be terrible and hot and melt, and then we get shots like this, close-up of large sunspot with tiny secondaries next to it, filamentary action, even through just a regular telescope with a front lens. We got the creeping moon to the right, and we're going to basically get this occultation of the sunspot, which is incredible, just absolutely incredible. I'm just, let's see, Estrella says, I'm just excited, a lot of transition cycles, switching, retrograde, Saturn, yeah, right, there's just, everything is happening this year, it seems like. But I've been ready for it. Everyone was really bummed out during the last couple of years, the bear market and all this stuff, but I've been just ready for 2024 and 25. I discontinued the Nikon P1000, that sucks, but I'm sure you can find a few of those. One thing to note, y'all, just gonna say it, never gonna really ever do, just make sure you ever see any AI on this channel besides thumbnails. I've definitely used AI for some thumbnails. I'll never do AI stuff here. Not my voice, not music, and not video, of course. It's always been real footage, always been my voice, always been real music. Just so you know, if you ever hear it, then somebody took over my channel. And yeah, I'll never ask for money, donations, likes, or subscribers. And yeah, we're entering a really crazy age with AI, so just, again, I've told y'all in the past that I'm not going to stream so much anymore. It's one of these things where I've said everything there really is to say, and I don't want to belabor the point, but I will check in from time to time with y'all, especially for events like this and such, and here a full moon here and there. But yeah, let's see how the years have passed in this digital world. I know, pretty wild, pretty freaking wild. I'm looking at some other stuff. AI is the new parasite. I don't know. I mean, it's both, right? There's always something new coming along, and there's pros and cons, and the more kind of upside, the more benefit there is to something, equally there's an immense amount of downside to it. It's like the volatility in Bitcoin, for example. I kind of have been thinking about that a lot in terms of culture and the contrast of the 90-10 or 80-20 split, the core of the apple and the flesh of the apple, the human body and the human biofield, Earth and its field, Sun and its heliosphere. and on. You see this split in contrast. So the bigger the split, the more you're going to have this kind of push and pull against it. So AI is going to bring these amazing new things, but the downside is that it's also incredibly dangerous and scary. And it's the same with Bitcoin. The volatility is not for many people, but the upside is massive. It's one of those things, like the harder you work, the more it's going to yield in the end, but not everyone can get through all the hard work. Was that a crow? There are a lot. I mean, I gotta say, the birds have been going wild for the last couple of days. Just like lots of crows in the hood. Yeah, just this week, out of nowhere, like 3 of them moved in. Let's see. Have I missed anyone else? Loving the shot right here of our sunspot about to be occulted by the moon. It's not very much detail, but you can kind of see a little bit of the irregularity on the rim, the limb of the moon, the LIM of the moon. But truly, it's just a miracle that we really get to see this, and that I get to share it with you all. I say this every time, but it's truly just an experience to be had. Nasik Chef says, I think that AI is going to kind of start at a renaissance into art being done with your hands, seeing how easy it is to do so digitally. Like, it'll make boring people want something more exciting. It's exciting now, but only for a time. Yeah, the idea of novelty is really important here, because I think people will get over the fact that AI is so powerful and so scary because people revert to the norm. We always want to come back to stasis, even if things freak us out. But the other thing I was going to say is that there's an analogy that I've been making with AI now that I'm really into it, or at least using it for testing purposes, is just that it used to be like this with Squarespace. Like, Squarespace started to make websites really easier than building a WordPress site back in the 2008, 2009 era. And now if you try and build a site with Squarespace, it's extremely complicated. You really need to know how to build a website. So every single tech product that actually starts as a very logical, kind of effective update ends up becoming very bloated. So I know there's this whole fear about art becoming too easy, or anybody can make an image now. But in fact, to make anything good, you still need a lot of skill and time and money to get anything good out of AI, because AI increased the amount of noise, the signal to noise ratio, by 1,000-fold or more, 1,000,000-fold, right? It used to be that you made an art piece, and because it's human made, you could only iterate it so many times. You just have that much time to do it. Now you can iterate thousands and thousands of images in a single evening, but in order to get something good, you have to do 1,000 images. So you get this interesting contrast where AI has made it much easier to make stuff, but you make so much stuff that you still need to be good at art to be able to curate and make something actually good. So everything comes along with a balance. It's actually a great example of how the universe truly balances itself out, or we balance ourselves out as fractals of the universe. Does that make sense? I know it's a bit long-winded, but that's kind of the point here. So Cosmic says, Bitcoin just pisses me off. I wanted to throw $1,000 in when it was $3.83 a coin. I hate to say cope, but there's never a bad time to buy Bitcoin. But not financial advice, of course. But business was wobbling, and I was stupidly skeptical at the time. Oh well. I think, again, completely not financial advice. I know nothing. Don't follow. Don't do anything I say. But Bitcoin under 100,000 seems relatively cheap if you actually look at a little bit of economics and supply shock and supply demand and the market cycles. Bitcoin could end up being like $200,000-$300,000 asset in the next few years, and also a store of wealth in terms of debasing all the fiat paper currency. So very simple. It makes sense. It does. Sense and sense. It makes many sense. Let's see. What other thing here? Give me one moment. I'm going to take a break. Got to hit the loo, and I'll be right back.
Down with the footsteps red to the forest chain with a diamond strip to my precious little island dream.
pee so badly. I know, TMI. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, I might need to actually move the scope. I mean, we got like an hour and a half left of this, but the windowsill, yeah, the door porch thing is really screwing up the view a little bit. But wow, I think we're approaching about, what is it, like 40-something% right here, 42, 43%. Great to see everybody in the chat. As I said, let's see if I'm missing anybody. I see Marky Rizzo, what's going on? Thanks for the comment. I saw your comment earlier, but I was just setting up everything. Like, it took me like 3 hours today to dig everything up that I needed. I was like, where is this goddamn cable? Where is this headset? Levens Lavata says, happy Eclipse Day from Little Rock. Happy Eclipse Day to you. Great to see you. Are you going to look for the devil comet? Well, I have actually. I know Copper Tropical sent me a note about that. I saw that in my notifications today. I missed everything, so sorry if I never got back to any of y'all's comments. Forgive me. But yeah, I could not get a view of the comet so far. I've been trying, and I will keep trying. And if I get it live, I will go. I mean, if I get it on cam, I will stream. But I'm not sure that's going to be possible. It is an incredible coincidence, of course, that we have one. Mary Quite, love to see you. I'm in the path of totality and it's slowly getting darker. That's amazing. Oh my God, I was thinking about you. I'm so glad you joined us today. How have you been? How's everything going? Ellie, Mary, so good. Ellie, how have you been? I maybe I asked you earlier, but miss my OGs. Let's see. Marky says, I knew you wouldn't miss this. I can't help myself. I always think, oh, whatever, I'm going to miss it, and then I don't. And then I get on. Yeah, Mary, you're going to get crazy, just one of the craziest views imaginable. I love it. Think about the energy that's going around the network of people all feeling this together right now. So we lost our giant sunspot to the moon, and I think we still have another small sunspot here, so the view is a little bit rough, I know, but it's still fine because it's not overheating. You can see some nice detail, so I can stick with it. Let me know in the chat if you want me to try and move the scope. I might have to like stop the stream and start again, or if we'll just enjoy the view like this, we can just chat and watch it. Mr. Wonder One says, looks like I'm going to get more than 57. I thought so, but it's going to do this kind of interesting retrograde motion, right? It's going to kind of, the sun is going to keep moving to the right, and the moon is going to move up and to the right as well. So it's going to kind of do this thing where it stays right here and then moves up and kind of does this kind of like little retrograde motion. It's definitely tricksy right now because it looks like it's going to go all the way left, but it's not going to do that. Unfortunately. No, Red Rum, nobody buy anything on Bandcamp, by the way, please. Your presence here is enough. I don't need anybody's money. Thank you, Red Rum, though. It's very kind of you. Just listen to the tunes, and yeah, I hope to, at some point, get back to recording and doing all that stuff. It's been a bit. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I've just been practicing hand drum and live guitar, mostly. Just trying to get good. Trying to get real good. One stoner, three cats, long time. Great to see you. Extra big group hug. Love it, love it, love it. Levin says 90% from here. That's awesome. Jedi Knight, 888, what's going on? Hi, Take Back. Nice to see you, Jedi. I hope I caught everybody. If I missed you, drop me another note. It's I'm a little distracted, as you can tell. Yeah, it definitely looks like a giant fang coming out of darkness. This is a real shot. So I don't know, I mean, maybe I could move the scope down one step and risk it. Shall we risk it? The problem with moving it down is that then the scope has to be pointed more vertically, and I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to stick with the shot. Let's just do that. Stop whining about it. What other topics would you like me to discuss? I know, you know, my typical run-of-the-mill stuff. how the eye works, where memories are stored, where the electricity in the body comes from, what is God, how does consciousness work. Throw me a bone in the chat if you want me to talk about any of those topics. I feel like, because I don't stream as much, I feel like I'm missing out. Or not missing out, I feel like I'm not doing my duty, I guess, to share this type of information over and over like people do. But, you know, the whole point about finding these truths, or at least what I think are the truths, is that it's not for everybody, and it's not a topic that needs to be evangelized over and over again. The true nature of Zen is that everybody's got their own journey, and even if you connect with one person, that's enough. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, stream is working, leave the scope. I feel that. Jedi says, was here during the 2017 stream, and now on the path of totality. Glad you decided to stream this one too. I'm glad you get to see the full thing. Yeah, 2017 was rad. This one's also rad. It's never bad to connect with our astronomical brethren, the family, sisters and brothers and everyone. Let's see. Good to see you, Stoner. 3 cats. Tana, right? Tana. It's been a while, yep. Let's see. Think for yourself says perspective, personal dome of vision, which appears... Perspective, personal dome of vision, which appears to be 3959, by the way. Walter Bisling's model explains perspective. That's interesting. What's the 3959? Elaborate. So for me, it's like there's this really fundamental part of optics, which is never talked about, which is the fact that our eyes and the human body radiates radiates energy. You could call it photonic radiation, but just we radiate energy into the field. And if you don't like the field, we can replace the field with air or the environment around us. And so if you take it further, our human eyes radiate energy into the field. So it's not, first of all, it's not no energy, it does radiate. And it radiates outside of the eyeball into the field. And so if you take that and you realize that everything is radiating, then our consciousness is entanglement between our radiation and radiation coming to us. And right now, if you look up how the eyes work, it's like the sun fires rays, and these rays bounce off a dog, and then they fall into your eye, and then your eye does all this fancy stuff. And we're missing a huge component, which is the fact that we actually seek. We send out signals from our eyes in this extremely complex cascading fractal geometry, and we derive and tangle these patterns into material. We actually create reality with our eyes. And not just our eyes, our fingers and our senses. Our entire radiation into the field is what creates the reality that we see. So we are the projectors of our own selves, but because we project ourselves and other things project themselves, the entanglement is what we see as seeing things, as matter. And everything outside of that doesn't matter, so to speak, or is not matter. And that's why when people tell me, oh, as a rock is conscious and a dog is conscious and a human's conscious, I'm like, no, consciousness is material. Non-consciousness is non-material. And if you just look at it that way, it makes way better sense. It means that anything that you can really sense that's radiating in the field that is created with quantum entanglement or particle entanglement or radiation entanglement is material, is conscious in some form. And things that are non-conscious, the counter space to consciousness is field. So field against self becomes our interaction that we call consciousness. It's a really simple quantum entanglement way of explaining reality, but it actually adds the observer as a creator instead of the observer as a bucket that collects photonic rays. Astralis, fuck, yeah. Let's see. It's hot. Let's see. Let me try and adjust this too. Think for yourself, well, it appears that they reverse engineered the globe using our very perspective and the exact... I'll tell you why the they doesn't exist. The they doesn't exist because no system that is above you created your own body. That's the answer to all the conspiracy stuff, good and evil. I even listen to some of these cats who try and, you know, have a lot of good ideas, but they look at the world as in terms of good and evil, like something has to prevail. Good has to prevail or evil has to prevail, instead of looking at it as two sides of the same coin, or even more so kind of this phi ratio of 60-40 kind of ebbing back and forth. And so life oscillates between good and evil, but you can only know good in with a background of evil, and you can only know evil with the background of good, so they necessitate one another. So if you throw out these terms where things are being done to us and there's a nefarious group, yeah, there is, but it's not more powerful than the fact that you made your own body and you made your own eyeballs, and you can create an entire large language model or more, much more multi-dimensional model of the entire universe as an individual. Each person creates the entire universe. And I can prove it to you by, if you look up at the sky, even if you believe that the sky is fake, whatever you're seeing is you creating that. There's no ulterior group. The system itself enables humans to be godlike. People choose to not see that because that's part of the entire thing of getting lost. We as gods want to forget and not know the truth, which is why you can never have total enlightenment. If you had total enlightenment, nothing would exist. And hence you could also not have total darkness, because you wouldn't know total darkness unless you knew light. And therefore the necessitative nature of one or the other, of self against other and other against self, necessitates the need for both, and therefore you can't wipe out one or the other. Does that make sense? I mean, I know it's a lot of different levels to that, but that's how I've always really, that's where I got to. I used to be one of those people that thought conspiracies happen to us. Only. There's only powers that be that do conspiracies, but it's actually the bigger conspiracy, quote unquote, is that we tell ourselves that we're so weak and we are the meek. We are so small and insignificant. Think about it. Like, people look at incredible achievements. I saw this, just anecdotally. I saw an image of all the internet cables around the Earth. There's an image that looks like a network. And people are like, look how fragile the Earth is. And I'm like, no, look how powerful it is. Right? Like, people instantly, or not people, but many who are lost in the dream, want to believe that things are happening to us, that we don't have control. And in a sense, what's interesting about the whole thing is that when you get enlightened, you're actually less lost, but you're not playing along with the game. So in a way, the people who are more far out are the people who who buy into the system, who believe that they have no control. It's a very funny, like, oscillating contrast. An oscillating contrast that, if you notice it, you'll see that it's almost like this cascade within culture and mindset and belief in the dream or non-dream. These are all cascading Fibonacci electro etheric cascades, and we're at least 50% in control, if not a lot more. Did we miss, you guys had totality? I've just been talking over here. I'm sure everyone's like, what are you doing, Eclipse? The difference between good and evil is 50 Shades of Grey. No, that book is just pure evil. I'm just kidding. Stupid joke. Yes. Well, it's not just Shades of Grey. It's like every single dipole, an entanglement of two particles that creates matter. each dipole has the entire gradation of the universe in it, right? So it's not just 50 shades or 1,000 shades. It's literally every single north to south gradation of electrical current has every single resonance possible within it. It doesn't resonate at every single resonance, but it has the possibility of resonating at every single resonance. Oh, Jesus, really? Is that going to start beeping now? That's my broken goal zero generator that's just beeping now. Mary, I'm so glad you saw Darkness at Midday. That's crazy. Thank you. Think for yourself. All right, I'm going to take a little break here. I'm sure that sounds super annoying. I'm going to put a song and go do something to stop the sound. I'll be back in a couple.
Memories of you, always gonna run in like dawn, starlight kind, moonlight shrine, or right side, or light tone, privilege ships in night's crown, fire like trees, chill like smoke, sign a hall, inside shell. Where are you? I've been here so long. It's all a spiral. All I know is everything we think about is gold. Electric soul. Every life you come along, locking right in. Oh, every night it comes about, knocking right in. Oh, every life you come along, we'll fit right in. What you say to life completed, don't you sound conceited. It's all a spiral. All I know is everything we think about is all. I know I sound
here we go. So we're closing in on what will be like the most coverage here in Florida, 57%. This is about 55. So a few minutes away at 3 p.m. we'll get 57. And that looks pretty great. I gotta say, like, seeing a crescent sun engulfed by the moon is just gorgeous. It's like an engulfing candle. We got Bitcoin pumping. We got the chat pumping. Great to see everybody. Like I said, sorry I've been away. You know, I don't stream as much anymore, but I always love to check in with y'all when I can. Thanks for all the great emails and comments. Let's see. Hell yeah, TJ, thank you for the kind words. I'm glad Wilma enjoyed it. Yeah, I took a couple of photos just now, so just make sure you got full screen here. I kind of want to get that sunspot, but it's a little bit tricky. Either way, this is a little bit better. I kind of moved it right to the edge of the staircase, so fingers crossed we're good here. That moon be creeping. Levins Lovato says, totally okay. Where are the aliens? So, yeah, so it's interesting. A quick note about the aliens, because one, yes, people always, like, recently I've been watching a lot of stuff about Fermi paradox, or where are all the aliens, why haven't we met them, or do we really want to meet them? And then you had the whole three-body problem about this invasion, also the possible fake invasion, or whatever. But I still think that the fact that we create our own bodies, which means we are in essence a fractal version of the ultimate whole, would present the case in a way where, one, we'd understand what aliens looked like. There is no structure in the universe that we perceive that we do not understand. And I know that people say, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? But I really think that as soon as things materialize in our reality, it means that your system, your eyeballs, or your whole energetic system has actually reached out into the field and created these objects in real time. And you're not creating the moon. You're creating a version of the existing moon that's based on the way you vibrate. And the reason I know this for sure, is because it seems to me the most reasonable explanation for how you can have billions of people that look identical but are slightly different. And no, science never talks about this almost at all, the shape of the human body, and the reason we have total similarity in these massive chunks and then tiny dissimilarity. And you could flip it on its head. You could say, you could take it any which way, but that's how I look at it. So humans are basically identical, but we vibrate a little bit differently. And therefore, we're able to have entirely unique experiences. And which means if we vibrate a tiny bit differently, we have eyes that create matter. But because we vibrate a little differently, the eyes create matter, which means we have our own way of seeing things. That's why we can both agree that a pencil is a pencil, but we all perceive the pencil slightly differently. Right? It's not one or the other. It's not everybody's got their own perspective on things and nothing else. No, everybody's got the same perspective on things, but it's a little bit different. That's the biggest proof, because that's the reality. There's no mathematics necessary. There's no politics necessary. It's just the case. How do you explain the shape of the human body and all creatures, for example, and all planets and systems? Why do they all look like a point with a torus, a donut around it? And in the middle of this donut, there's this kind of pinched wormhole shape. Shape of the atom, shape of the human, shape of the earth, shape of the galaxy, shape of the sun, etc. It's just, that's what it looks like to us. And so are we going to say, oh, I see it, but I don't believe my own eyes? You know, that's really what it is. Believe your own eyes and realize there are 8 billion people. The only way they could all be the same and a little bit different is that if we are the same and a little bit different. It's a self-fulfilling concept. Just going to read some stuff here. Anyway, so I think there may be aliens, like extraterrestrials, but I think They're so much like, they would be like people. They would look like creatures. And they would have the same types of risk on, risk off rewards here, where if you take a swath of 100 people, it seems like, maybe I'm wrong, but 90% of those people are going to try and function at some sort of neutral capacity. And then you're going to have a small percentage of that 100 people, 5 of them may be nut jobs, and 5 of them may be saviors, archetypes. This is what we have. A spread. If you fractalize out, recursively break out the numbers, you start to see this exists across finance markets, macroeconomics, wartime strategy, human existence, intrinsic geometry, physics, academia, music, you name it. This contrast exists in like small against large, but both necessitating each other. Let's see. All right, so now we're getting the real nice shot, and let's see. What's going to be fun is in about an hour we can scrub, or at least I won't scrub, but later on we can scrub through the footage and see how the moon actually is now moving left, and now it's going to start moving up and to the right while the sun is also moving to the right. So I think we're basically at totality for Florida. I mean 57% partial totality. And just going to take another snapshot. Everybody's asking me to send them texts. So I'm like, check the stream out, y'all. Anyway, this is super cool. Yep. Z-Proxy says, I should feed all live streams and publish TBS Llama chatbot. Maybe even have it learn. Like I said, I'm never going to do that, just so you know, because it's too easy to slide down that rabbit hole and clone the voice and do all that stuff. So please, no one do that. And we still need a little bit of clarity. Like, I love AI, but I don't want to. The whole point of this channel was real space footage, talking to real people, connecting. That was it. It was never about like getting to be a huge channel or impressing people. For me, it's just, there's too much of that out there. But I hear what you're saying. I definitely thought about it. And just so you know, like, if I do create these documentaries, like let's say I did a documentary about how memory is stored in the field, I will actually potentially use AI to create the visuals for this. It won't be space footage ever. I'll never do AI space footage, but I have considered doing some of the 3D stuff using AI when those tools are better, so that I can actually, as one person, create all these different theories of everything videos, like where memory is stored, how consciousness works, and on, where the electricity in the body comes from, why things look the way they do, why creatures have 2 eyes and not, 1 or 5. So this hue is amazing. I mean, we do have that sunspot right there. Maybe I'll just zoom in for a moment so we can see it a bit better. That's cool. Just to say some more of these things. Just to say some of these things. Okay, so like Rupert Sheldrake talks about perhaps the sun is conscious. No, the sun is definitely conscious. It's just that simple. There's this kind of unwillingness, again, to ever kind of say anything firm. But yeah, it would make sense. Why wouldn't the sun be conscious? It makes more sense that everything we see resonates. And if it's resonating, then we can deem consciousness entangled resonance. It's simple. I don't know why it has to be these things where it's like, let's entertain all these fluffy ideas and never come to any solid conclusions. Fluffy fluff. it's better with the spot, right? It's super cool. All right, I'm gonna go get myself a coffee. I'm gonna play a song, and I'll be back in a couple, y'all. I'll let this shot hang out for a bit. What song should I play here? This goes out to Ellie and the cats. Back in a couple. Here. So a little cactus dance to jam it out. I'm loving, we're seeing a lot of the granularity, even though of course I don't have any filters. I mean, I have the solar filter on, but not like a hydrogen alpha or anything. And we're still seeing awesome granularity to the, you can see to the left of the sunspots and around it. So really loving that. Just checking out some comments here. ZProxy says AI chatbot for the lectures. You speak yourself, like a Q&A summary of your streams. Like, to be honest, I really have thought about it a lot, because it would be great to say, hey, AI, go through all 700 videos and pick out all the best segments, compile them into a video, and publish that, right? Like, that sounds like a very cool use case. But I haven't done that, and like I said, I would definitely let y'all know if I do that. But I really am not nervous, I just don't, I kind of feel very organic and analog about TakeBackSpace. Like, I want it to be that I always wanted it to just be telescope camera stream and then talk and music, you know, like really simple. If I start getting into the AI stuff, and you never know. So just be wary if I put out AI stuff without context, that I just won't do something like that. But I don't dismiss it as a bad idea. It's actually kind of an interesting idea. Let's see. What else? Burb still chirping here. I see that. Ready to Hit says, when can we see Jupiters, bro? Honestly, I think Jupiter is unfortunately not, like, I feel like if we had totality, maybe, but not going to be able to see it with the filter, and two, I don't even have my tracking. Literally, I track this manually because this is not a solar scope. So yeah, Jupiter's some other night maybe, and Again, I haven't actually tracked Jupiter in like a few months, so I'm not sure where we are in the cycle. Could be a bit, but you know, we love the Jupes. Cosmic says, all life has to be conscious or it wouldn't exist. That's it. I mean, like, again, nothing is 100%, but it seems to me that we do, you know, scientists and academia does this thing where it's like, things are conscious and some things are less conscious than others. Okay. But then they get into these things where they're like, things that are fabricated. I'll give you an example, like even Rupert, who I love, Rupert Sheldrake, you know, but he will go into the idea that because we made computers and we fabricated chairs, that they're not really conscious, so to speak. And I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because the chair knows that if you sit on it, that you shouldn't fall through. And a computer might not think for itself, but it definitely knows that it's interacting with you because there's a reaction. As long as there's a reaction, an action and a reaction in the field, I would consider that consciousness. I don't see why we need to slice it up into these things where it's like only human level consciousness is consciousness. But then you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see a rock or a table or a telescope or the sun, because the very fact that things resonate into material reality is pure consciousness. You could say that we live in a field, which is, it's all consciousness, and matter arises from that. That's another matter, non-matter, space, anti-space, counter-space. But principally, if we took it in a more simplistic way, we could just look at plants, animals, rocks, chairs, computers as different frequencies of consciousness, as opposed to this consciousness is small and this is big. Like, I'll give you another example. Like, gosh, also look at this beautiful occultation of the sunspots. Let's get in here. This is a one-of-a-kind shot. Look at that. Wow. Gorgeous. Again, they say these things like, I asked a large language model once. A large language model walks into a bar. I asked a large language model a couple of days ago. I said, well, you know, does the human eye radiate energy? And it's like, yes, but it's so little energy that it's negligible. And I'm like, why does science present these ideas as negligible? Why would you ever compare the radiation of the field of an eyeball with the strength of the Earth's magnetic field? It's like, yes, humans emit radiation, but so much less than the sun. And I'm like, what kind of comparison is that? Like, it's just such a weird way of phrasing it. I think the more important thing is, yes, human bodies radiate into the field. That's it, period. And then move on from there. This idea that, oh, it has a magnetic field, but it's so weak. The moon's magnetic field's so weak. I'm like, that's not the point. The point is the moon has a magnetic field. No. It has one, but it's so little, it's insignificant. I'm like, but it has one. Yes, but it's compared to the Earth. And I'm like, sorry, I know that's annoying, but you know what I'm saying? They do this with everything. Oh, humans are super smart, but we're so fragile. Humans are but so dumb. And I'm like, how about just saying one, ooh, look at this. That's cool. Do you see that? Do you see the little, like, black nub? There's like a little black nub right there going into the sunspot. It's just it's probably just refraction, but that's cool. I imagine it's just refract, right? It's just a refractive index thing, but you can kind of see the little. Red Rum says, I think we have consciousness while animals and plants are instincts. But, you know, Red Rum, I always, obviously, you know my opinion on it, but like, how do you what is instinct? Go and look that up, not look it up, but like, describe what instinct is, and you'll end up in the same place. You'll get to its genetic code, its environmental reasons, its, no one will ever really say what I'm saying. I haven't heard anyone really say what I'm saying. Some people sort of say it, but they don't. They think that that humans are basically a bucket. we're just a bucket. Things fall into humans, and that's how we experience life. But humans are actively creating reality. And not just humans. Every entity on Earth creates its own field. That's the whole point. That's how it exists. The existence is self against field. So while a chair is not going to go and make you dinner, the chair does know that it shouldn't fall apart when you sit on it. So the chair is absolutely conscious. And a dog is absolutely conscious in its way. And animals do speak. And animals get along with each other. Different species get along with each other. Like, if we just looked at nature, we would understand human life. But people tend to want to be better and bigger than nature and smarter than nature. But why? We are nature. I feel like I'm ranting a little bit. Forgive me. Like a hill or a tower, right? It's lost now, but that was super interesting. It felt like it could have been maybe a refractive effect. Yeah, getting a little bit of overlit. What's going on? So I guess we lost the sunspot here. There we go. See what happened? So now it's less. Now it's actually, now the moon and the sun are moving in the same direction at slightly different speeds because of parallax. Well, not because of parallax. It'll look like there's parallax because they're moving that way. Solar nipple slip. That's funny, TJ. Ellie Wynn says, simplicity is sane. I dig that. Simplicity is sane. Space is awesome. Let's see, what else? That nub looked so strange, right? I see some buffering might be happening, so bear with me. That was really cool. That was an interesting thing. I don't know exactly what was happening. It seems to me that because of the way the camera was receiving the light, we were getting like a refractive glitch, but it looked very, very cool. I hope it doesn't look too bad. The connection's just acting a little funky here, but it's not too bad. Just reading some of the chat here. Red Rum says, true apes can do sign language. Shit, they've been noticing bears watching the sunset. Yeah, well, let me make a point here. Hopefully the connection will return. Why did it just dip out entirely? There we go, coming back. What I was going to say is that, hopefully I'm coming through, is that animals are learning from humans now, right? Like, we're getting to a place where animals are so, there are so many people, and people talk to animals now, and animals are learning to be more and more like humans. And I think it's just kind of taken in stride. People are like, oh, that's pretty, that's such a coincidence, but it's like, it's crazy, it's true. And eventually AI will allow us to interface with animals. And it's one of those things that's quite funny, because people say that it's a little bit like the alien thing. That they're like, are you sure you want to meet aliens? Because if you meet them, they could be bad. And that's what people say about talking to animals. They're like, would you want to really hear what a dolphin has to say? It's probably terrible. Again, it's this weird hedge. It's so bearish, if I want to say it. Like, science is so bearish. But yeah, I think it's way more fascinating that animals are behaving a lot more like humans. I know that it's buffering pretty badly. I don't know what happened here. get this working again. So funny. No buffering. Okay, I don't know. I'm getting all the like red signals and yellow bars on YouTube, so I'm just making sure. Okay, that's good. Ready to Hit says, I got the scars to prove it. You don't want to meet aliens. Well, it really depends, right? Which aliens are we talking about? I'm not saying all aliens are good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that nobody talks about the potential upside to it. They always talk about the downside. It's just so tiresome to me. But if you had an experience that was painful, I would definitely not making light of that. That's horrible. Oh my God. Again, I'm not sure like what kind of forces we've had on Earth, right? Like things that could, I don't know. It's a much darker kind of rabbit hole. Yeah, see, the connection looks like it's just being funny here. So sorry, Reddy. It's pretty awful. I'm just reading some more of the comments here. Ellie Wynn says, I ain't your bucket. Right? I mean, what do you think of that bucket thing? Right? It's always like humans just are sitting there and light falls into our eyes and things come at us and things are happening to us. And nobody says humans create most of this and do pretty much everything. And here's the physics behind it, you know? Z-Proxy says, still waiting for TakeBackSpace to film Sirius at 120 FPS. We did that once, or whatever, 60 frames per second. It's like, you know what stars look like. They basically all pretty much look the same. Points of extremely hot hydrogen, you know, if Z-Proxy, I don't know if you remember when I've talked about Jeffrey Walensky and Jeffrey's take on stellar metamorphosis. And I really think that that's the case. So if all planets used to be stars, then early stars are hot, radiating, you know, I guess they would oscillate through all the different colors. It's like when we zoom into these stars, we get that kind of oscillating, vibrating, just complete spectrum of colors. And that's because essentially the heat and the radiation coming off of these stars messes with, it like creates oscillating gradients on the spectrum, on the sensor of the camera. That's how I think it works. I think we get these waves of oscillations, frequency coming from the stars, but going through not only the atmosphere and space and all this stuff, so you get tons of different interference of these wave vibrations, which is what that kind of flickering is, as well as our atmospheric and chromatic aberration, all these different reasons. Yeah, it looks like this stream is kind of just getting buggy. I'm not sure what's up with it. Yeah. I'm just typing because I'm not sure you're hearing me. It just literally is not coming back on. I'm going to try and put on a song here for a second. I'm going to mess with the connection, see if I can't figure it out. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Yeah, it looks like it's back. It was just red for like a solid, I don't know, 5 minutes. Now it's back to being green, 28K up. So hopefully it'll adjust in a moment. Yeah, look at that. The moon is now regressing. It's, like I said, it's retrograde. So now sun and moon are both moving towards the west, southwest. Ready to hit says, give the monitor a shake like the old days. I did that with the modem. I was like, let me shake the modem a little bit. What's going on here? Plug it, unplug it. Yeah, so like I was saying, all the stars, like you were saying, at 120 frames per second, I don't know. Soon it'll be very easy to do 120 FPS and stream that. Right now it's still annoying to do that. Partially why I haven't done it over the years. Why change perfection? So funny. There we go. Now we're back. That warning was really super annoying. Mary says, is your connection off? Eclipse at work on your electronics at Mercury Retro? I don't know. It literally just dipped out like hard. And then now it's back. Yeah, maybe all the streamers or whatever. Hoo-wee. I'm pretty hot right here. Feeling good though. I'm glad I did this today. And that we're able to see all of it. Let's see what's going on with these sunspots, because they're probably coming back. Damn, all these trails. Jeez. They don't make trails like they used to. Alright, so I don't know, I'll go for another, yeah, I'll go for as long as I can here. Throw me some comments in the chat, let me know how you're feeling. What other topics haven't I talked about in a while? I feel like, yeah, Jeffrey Walensky has 782 followers. Check out Jeffrey Walensky if you haven't. Stellar Metamorphosis. It makes so much more sense that planets were stars at one point. Or that planets are cooked in the center of stars, as opposed to stars are one thing at the center of active galactic nuclei, and planets and moons come together by like lumps of hot plasma come together and create an Earth. It makes literally no sense. Absolutely no sense. Memory? Where does memory reside? It's not in the synapses of your brain. I see not in the synapses of your brain, not inside your skull. It would make way more sense if we had this etheric field where we store our collective resonance or memory. And that makes way more sense. That's how we carry around our memory with us, with a field, not inside the human body, or not only inside the human body. Never see that. You look it up online, you're like, hey, where's memory stored? Oh, well, inside the synapses, when the synapses do, inside the skull, inside the brain, inside the mind. I'm like, but we radiate into the field. What's that? That's been unsubstantiated. I'm like, okay, well. Z-Proxy says, nah, you have to record at 120, but for YouTube, you have to slow down to 60. Well, yeah, like I said, I'll show you 120 FPS at some point. I will. Mr. One-to-One said, Jesus didn't return and Doomsday is postponed yet again. Yeah, come on. Come on. I mean, a lot of people disagree with you, Mr. One-to-One, but yeah. Much more fun to just enjoy the eclipse, right? And recognize our connection with our conscious soul. And, yeah. Spread good vibes. Thank you, Mary. It's wonderful to see you. I'm so glad. Also, I know I just haven't been kind of engaging, but I know some of you all have seen Totality, and that must have been amazing. So I'm super happy for everyone who saw it in IRL. I actually haven't even stepped outside to look at it, but it stayed sunny this whole time pretty much. Wow, that looks like it's quickly moving. Dang. Now we're back to like 35%-ish. Any other topics, y'all, that I haven't talked about in a while? Any videos that you've seen that were interesting? I did see something interesting yesterday. I saw a debate with this cat, Eric Weinstein. I know some people have heard of him, but he had a great point. He said he was talking to a debunker, and he's like, I'm sick of this whole idea that people just instantly come on board and they just want to debunk people who think different ideas. And so it was neat to see somebody like him, who's part of the status quo to some degree, speak out in favor of just questioning science, even if it sounds wacko. And he really took this guy to task. It was Matt something and Eric Weinstein on the Kurt Jaimungal Toe Theory of Everything podcast. But I don't know. I'm always a little too judgy when I listen to these talks, because they spend 3 hours and they get nowhere. They never consider, mixing and matching topics like Rupert Sheldrake, like Thunderbolt's project, like Hans Alfvén, or any of these ideas. No, even to debunk, again, debunking is stupid, but even to just cross-reference Ralph Jurgen's work on the moon, or Hans Alfvén waves, or just any number of topics that are just dismissed in lieu of talking for 3 hours and not saying anything. So I'm pretty judgy, I gotta say. Mr. Wonder One says, brains are Ariel's new thought. Brains are Ariel's new thought paths are tuned to receive the new memory like a TV aerial picking up a different broadcast. So that's a great statement. However, I would say that it also that idea falls under a little bit of our older notions, where again humans are kind of this receiver. We don't do much. We just pick up the world and the thing. And we just pick up the world as a receiver, and we don't have a say in it, really. We're fed signals, and that's what we deal with. But what I've been saying actually is much more that it's a dance between the receiver and the broadcast, right? So yes, there's a cast of characters in this world that bestows their projections upon us. But we can only see those projections because we actually create those images with our own bodies. So we radiate into the field, and we quantum entangle with other projections. And so nothing is done, so we're not just a receiver, we're an active co-creator, I would say. Let's see. Mary Quite says, Alpha Vedic had a guest on recently on your fave topic, and he lives in Tampa as well. My favorite topic, Alpha Vedic. I don't know, why is that? Explain more, Mary, please. Cosmic says, Z-Proxy says, Crow is filming too, I wonder. Is he also seeing the special Other Sun right now? I don't know, you know what I mean? I think y'all have stuck with me for all these years. You know that, what I think about all that stuff. There's no reason to create other things, like another sun, or aliens, or projections from the North Pole, or these extra things, because the things that we already have that are amazing are far more interesting than any of those conspiracies. Partially why it is a great litmus test for conspiracies. Because when you think about that, you're like, wait, how do the eyes work? Where do I store memory? That, to me, way more interesting than a third sun, or Nibiru, or Anunnaki, or any concept, any theory. There's literally no theory that's more interesting than the fact that the human body creates the image of the moon. We shoot energy beams out of our eyes and entangle with the moon's projection and create a material image out of etheric light into matter. We're literally super gods, and people are like, oh, third sun, wake up, sheeple. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How is that more exciting and interesting than the fact that we're already super gods? that can make eyeballs. Even the dumbest person can make their own eyeballs and their own brain. The most evil person can make their own eyeballs. And like an animal that you deem stupid makes its own eyeballs, its own stomach. It puts everything in the correct place. It splits its DNA. It folds its own proteins. And yet, no, we live in a reality where, you know, the proteins fold themselves. DNA split themselves. You know what I mean? Red blood cells, they do their own thing. And I'm like, no, the dumb squirrel made its own brain and its own eyeballs. And that, to me, is 1,000 times more impressive than a third sun or aliens on the moon. Like, trillion times more interesting. What do you think of that? Let's see. Mr. Wonder One says, we make the memory, but our brain tune in to receive them. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the electricity in the body radiates into the field. That radiation is basically ignored in terms of our current understanding of things. But if you don't ignore it, then you realize that this radiation that the human body radiates, whether you believe it's an aura, or whether you believe it's a plasma field or electrical magnetic field, obviously an EKG picks it up. So I think that it's really simple. We create the reality around us. Mary Clay says the ether in our functional realm with Austin would sit in Alpha Vedic. I'll have to check that. The names look, the whole name, the Alpha Vedic sounds familiar. I must have seen that channel. And then, yeah, I guess I definitely checked in yesterday a little bit on the Dan Winter, science / ufology side, which I don't check in on a lot, but once in a while. And I love what Dan Winter says about science, but I can't get on board with the Galactic Confederation thing. Simply because I think people also, like, who are saying the Galactic Confederation and Federation don't know the meaning of the word, because Confederation is voluntary and Federation is involuntary, and it's being used incorrectly, I think. Also, there's absolutely no proof that anyone can teleport. It's just no proof. And I thought about it scientifically too, not just because I want to have a bias, but because think about teleportation, right? It's not, the thing is, the reason people think that there's teleportation and time travel is because they think that the entire human body is just the body. It's packed within the framework of the human skin and skeleton, right? But the fact of the matter is that we have a field that's 30 foot wide. So the human body is a giant organism with a huge etheric plasma bubble and information and energy, right? So teleporting the entire structure of one's own existence doesn't seem as feasible as transporting just the body. There would be no life and no existence without the field. So I feel like we're tied, like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like we're hairs on Earth. And if you pluck a hair out, it's done. You're not going to pluck a hair and plug it back into another planet. I don't know. I just don't buy it. But I could be wrong. Let's see. Just going through a couple of these comments here. Maybe, yeah, let's see where we are in this eclipse. So I'm starting to lose the view, y'all. I think this might be kind of where I start to, like, allow it to drift. I'm not going to move the scope anymore. So I think we got a little bit longer here. And once I lose the view, I'm going to call it a day and go take a shower. Freaking hot as hell right here. Cool. All right, let's play a song here. I'm going to stretch. Maybe have a cigarette. Back in a couple of moments. Put some willpower. Shout outs to all the space fam that's not here if you're catching this in the future. Hope you're all doing well.
Do you know I've been beaten from the heart. I know, no lie. I've been thinking about you all night. Why? No, I been waiting for your white light. No, I've been thinking that you should be mine. So call me up, and let's get down, 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 down. So call me up, and let's get down, 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 down. Oh, you send me messages across the cosmic network, and you send me pictures from across the astral plane, and you send me cryptic kisses across the matching network. So call me up, and let's get down, 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 down. So call me up, and let's get down, 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 down. Je t'attends, mon amour, assez duel, assez l'amour que la même semaine, achetant la éternelle, avec mon ensemble. Je suis la même, dans l'avant et chaque jour. Je t'attends, mon amour, avec les mecs sans agréé. Et c'est mon âme magnétique, c'est l'amour magnétique, c'est mon amour magnifique. Cool running.
Alright, y'all. Sorry for all the panting. I am just like very, very hot right now. But check this out. Little sunspot peeking out from where the moon is moving. The occultation is moving out. So we get this last little killer shot right here as the sunspot reemerges from behind the Luna. Very, very cool shot. Woo! This is a good stream, everybody. So nice to see y'all. Thanks for your patience with me as I, take some time off streaming. Thanks for always being here when I do come back on. So, y'all are awesome, and I hope you had a wonderful time today. I'll be back, I don't know, sometime soon. I hope when I have a really nice shot of the moon, I'll just pop back on and we'll jam like old times. Share this video, share some of the thoughts, leave me a comment. I really read everybody. Sometimes I don't answer, but it's because, like, I don't know, I'm weird like that. But I really appreciate everybody's interactions. Shouting out everybody in the chat. I think I'm going to call it here. The next, 5 minutes, let it fade out. I'm pretty exhausted, I'll be honest, after just racing to get everything ready, and then I haven't streamed in a while, so... Yeah, look at that. We got our sunspot, we got our fading out moon and sun, we got a good market today, we got to talk about a lot of theories, play some tunes, finish out with maybe a little bit more of this hand drum. Oh my God, Mary, you got it. Natalia, my God, her new record. Just talk about an artist that nobody knows about, yet she's extremely famous at the same time. But Natalia Lafourcade, if people haven't listened to her records, the old records, the new one, the videos, Natalia, #1. Thank you, Mary, for that great recommendation. Great, great, great lady. Did we freeze? Did it freeze? No. We still here. We still here, Scope. Stay with me. Couple more. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. And let's get down, 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 down. Yo, down, down, down. So call me up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. And let's get down, 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 down. Yo, down, down, down. So I have been thinking about maybe getting another hand drum that's tuned slightly differently, so each of them has their own tunings, because I realized like you can actually start to do all these different things by having 2 of these drums in different scales and create like a bass line and a lead. Yeah, I appreciate that, Cosmic. Thank you for all the kind words, everybody, seriously. I don't know how to take compliments very well, but I really do appreciate all of them. I hope I don't sound insincere when I say thank you. It's just like I'm one of those weirdos. Look at that sunspot. Just amazing. Rainbows and butterflies. Great to see you. Thank you for hanging out. All right. Hopefully next time I'll be even better at this drum. It's such a great reco. Again, whoever recommended it, thank you. You hear all the birds? I think those are the parrots, actually. The green parrots. Wow. What a crazy Monday. It is a Monday, right? Le Monde. Le Lunde. Awesome, my friends. So, I will catch you really soon. I'm going to let this drift out and put a song on for old times. What that's going to be, we shall see. Is it an uplifting one or a mopey kind of song? Let's see, maybe it is a fun song. Alright, y'all, this is your captain signing off on another amazing space stream. I really appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Stay safe, wise, and brilliant.
Find its way into the hard dry stone. Use time, bring the wine, tell it time until the twilights are gone. You're well fed, and just with like fool, just whip up cool chick.